What is going on, all of you gaming legends out there? Thank you so much for joining me for today's Deathly Subscriber League DSL draft. This is a league I have done with myself and 23, that is right, this is a 24-team league. 23 of my Twitch subscribers posted it up on YouTube for an opportunity for you guys to join the league. And if you guys have come over to the stream, subbed, and had an opportunity to join me here. So, greatly appreciate it. Looking forward to getting to know some of my viewers on a more intimate basis as we battle and get to know each other and just hang out with fun and friendship. But this is the Draft League stream. 24 teams. It's going to be quite a long draft. So we have about 35 seconds per slide. And then we are going to go ahead and get things moving and rolling. I have some members of my front office as well as members of the council on standby in chat. So I'm going to be having some co-hosts with Kami's Guide and the lovely Tia. Both of whom helped me, were the first people to join my front office ever for season 1 of APA, which, you know, I went 2-10. Hey Yins, how you doing? Went 2-10 for the league, so I blame that more so on my abilities and not their team building abilities. So, got some OGs hanging out with me today for the draft streams, because we all know if you guys had to depend on my analysis of these Pokemon, you've all seen my my team builders. So, it'll be great to have some people in here. They're also included in the league, so we get to roast their teams, though I think they did a great job. And the cool thing with the DSL guys is after the broadcast, or rather after the stream, after we get through all of the picks, it's going to be a several hours long process here. After we get done with all of the picks, I will be randomizing the teams. So everybody who drafted teams is not guaranteed to get their own team back. It's a potential possibility, 1 in 24 chance that they get their team back. But there is the cool twist where you drafted your team and you potentially could not be getting it back. So I'll be doing some live Photoshop once we randomize the teams. I even have random.org ready to rock and roll 3 hours from now to randomize. And then so like first person up will be team 1, which is going to be Griffin Feather. She had first pick of the draft. And we're going to assign her team first and then just work our way through the teams. And I'll just start crossing off coaches so we don't have any duplicates. But yes, hello everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. I appreciate it tremendously. Hey, Weather Gamer, nice, clean change all across the board. I like the rebranding. Yes, we are professional randomizers. So yes, there are multiple, professional randoms. Yeah, so there's a, overall consensus of the league. Let me just break it down for you guys before we get into these drafts. So, we are randomizing the teams after the draft in terms of who gets assigned what. Each week, you will be randomizing 6 of your 11 Pokemon to come in every week, and then their move pools will also get randomized. So, you get randomly assigned a team. That's at the start of the league, and then you keep that team throughout. You are guaranteed to play your team that you drafted week 1 or 2. So you're going to face the team that you drafted as it was as you drafted, because transactions don't kick in until everybody has played their original version of the team that they drafted. So that is going to be interesting. So you're forced to play against yourself at some point in that regard. And then each week you're going to randomize your movesets and going to randomize which Pokemon you come to, which Pokemon you bring or come to battle with you. There we go. We're not going to be doing dirty things with Pokemon. That's not okay. Anyway, so there is the randomization aspect of things, and then you will have control over your items, your EV spreads, your natures, and your abilities for your Pokemon. You will have control over that, and it's kind of a way for me to force myself to learn how to team build, because I depend on my front office very much for that right now. So the idea of like, okay, like I have these moves that I want to bring against these Pokemon. How do I calculate the EV spreads to make things work in that regard. But this is going to go ahead and bid the league. I'm going to unmute myself, say hello to my co-host, and then we're going to jump right into this draft. Thank you all so much for tuning in, hanging out, and being patient. It's all viable movesets that are getting randomized, so you should get... if you don't get any attacking moves, you'll get status moves or screens or hazards, utility, stuff like that. So it'll all be viable movesets. I have debated of adding tackle and magnitude into the move pools, which has been struck down by the council. But you know what? It's my league, because I want someone to lose a game going magnitude 1 instead of a magnitude 9. It'd be beautiful. Do it. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump into round 1 overview. So let me transition over before that ticks over. So that is gonna be the first round completely. So why don't you guys talk to us about Cartana? There's no timer on this, so we can slow down a little bit.
Okay.
Before we jump into round 2.
So the one thing that worries me about Cartana is specifically the regulations in this league of everything being randomized. This Pokemon has no existing special attack stat. Like, it's non-existent. And so if it gets stuck with special attack moves, which it learns, you're gonna be hurting on the Cartana side, unfortunately. That's just the limitation of the Pokemon and the regulations we're playing around. Otherwise, if it gets physically offensive moves, you're going to town. 181 attack stat, this thing just drops things. And with Beast Boost behind that, and it gets a +1 every time it does it, it's over.
Yes. So you're just gonna die to it, especially if it's gonna be scarfed. You're just gonna die to it if it gets any physical moves, that is. But it would be absolutely hilarious to see it run like Giga Drain or something. I'd love that.
Calm Mind, Giga Drain, Beast Boost, special attack.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the conclusion of round 1. So these are all the first round picks from everybody. Chat, and I suppose you guys as well. Who do you think I'd say the top 3 best picks are for round 1 here?
Oh, that's
I'd
tough.
say Celesteela.
For the
I'm gonna be biased.
Durant's.
Yeah, Durant. Celesteela for sure. Some Landers, but Landers is always awesome.
Yeah, I don't think you can really talk about like winners in round 1, because every mon is like stupid good that gets picked. And it's just a matter of like how people build their teams around something this good.
Exactly.
Sure. Because I mean, like, Pokemon that stand out to me looking at the first round are Pokemon like Mew, Jirachi, Latias, Azumarill. Pokemon that just are known to do something very, very well, but have access to other things stand out to me just because of the type of league we're in. But I would say if I had to guess, those would probably be my favorite picks of the round 1 so far.
Those are all for sure like very cool and very awesome picks as well.
All right, so we're going to jump into round 2 here.
Entei is so scary. Yeah, it's so scary.
Entei was my first fire type I ever drafted, and I did not regret it. Choice Band Sacred Fire takes lives. It doesn't care if you're a water type. It doesn't care if you're a ground type. It takes lives. It's by far one of my favorite Pokemon to use in draft format, just because it's got a good speed stat as well, and it just overall maybe a linear move pool, but overall just a very massive damage output doing one thing and doing one thing really, really well.
Yeah, for sure. And when it gets access to extreme speed, it makes it even better. Banded extreme speed is so good.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I agree with pairing it with Latias right out of the gate.
Latias's Levitate does cover the ground weakness, so they do have swap synergy.
They do have that swap synergy. You are correct. So that is going to round up round 2. What would you guys say is your best picks here overall? I would think personally, I'm kind of biased. The Tapu Fini pairing with the Zygarde 50 for me. Obviously Mega Diancie and Garchomp. And what did you do, Kami? You paired your
Lopunny with Cresselia.
Yeah, Lopunny with Cresselia is just I don't know. I honestly think, and I think the Lando I and the
Mega
T-Tar pairing, and then there's the where was the other one? The one the Mega Charizard X with Lando T.
all super powerful combinations, all really, really good. My personal favorite come out of these 2 rounds is going to be Everett's. It's going to be the Mew and Lucario, just because they had a movie together. I don't know if that's just the nostalgic side of me, but I just really appreciate that aspect.
You're just ready for a solar beam Bulbasaur too, dude? Is that your excitement? You're just like anything that's been in a movie. You're like, yes. You mean Entei paired with some
unknown. Happy for the little things.
Yeah, dude. You want Entei, and then Griff is gonna grab Unknown on the second round here. And
yes, please.
I mean, you want to talk about a small move pool? This thing, HP, dude. Is this a crossover episode? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna kick things off to round 3 here. Yes, and the last pick of the round is going to be Rotom Wash. Tia, why don't you tell us about Rotom Wash while we close out the round and discuss the next pick, or the overall winners of the draft here, as some cores were completed this turn.
So Rotom Wash is arguably the best Rotom farm, with being water, electric type, and the immunity levitate. So it only has 1 weakness to grass, which is amazing. And Rotom as a mon in general is so good. It gets access to so many things: Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, dual screens, T-Wave, anything you want. Anything you want in a mon. It's such a good utility mon. Good enough stats to run offensively as well. Like, Rotom is very common. It's so good. I personally, like, Rotom Wash is my favorite Rotom form because it's so good with that only 1 weakness.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't start thinking about like Mold Breaker or any other abilities like that, which could get rid of the levitate. But as a mon, it's so good. It's so solid. Such a good utility mon. I love it a lot.
I love the fact that it can run Choice, Scarf, Trick, and then when it doesn't want the Scarf anymore, it just puts it on a defensive Pokemon. Like, and on the ladder, that's just such a viable set to run it as.
Yeah,
like defensive enough to be used as defensively if you get the trick off, so it just won't die immediately, you know?
No, exactly.
Yeah. So that's gonna round up round 3 here. Obviously, I think we again. I don't know how your team's shaping up, Kami, but I feel like mine's looking pretty nasty. I think outside of like talking about how good our 3 teams are. Who do you guys think completed some really good nasty cores and looks like they know what they're doing here?
Like Slackout's team, the Northern Weasels, with the what was it, Metagross, Salamence, and Gardevoir, like Gardevoir trio core, that Dragon Fairy Steel Grace.
Yeah, Mega Guard.
That's really good. Yeah,
the Durant won this round for me. The combination of Celesteal and won this round for me. That's one of the most disgusting cores I've ever seen.
So bulky too, Jesus.
Yeah, there's some bulky boys in a lot of this. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the next round 4. No, that's all 3. Yep, and Aromatisse. Okay, cool. So, guys, talk to me about Aromatisse, and then we're gonna talk about who you guys think came out of round 4 the best. Now, that was we just finished round 4.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to say about Aromatisse.
You don't have a lot to say about Aromatisse?
Yeah. I don't.
He does. Like was before, yeah. It's honestly pretty cool. It's pretty bulky with wish support. I don't remember if it gets heal bell.
I think sure, it does.
It might.
I can tell you, yes, it does.
A very good cleric. Another fun fact about it gets nasty plot nowadays, so I really, really want to see someone use a nasty plot Aromatisse someday. But yeah, in general, it's a very good lower tier fairy. Enough to wall certain mons or certain things, but high cost fairies, which is why I kind of do like it. It's a lower cost fairy, which still puts in a ton of work.
And has access to Trick Room too. Did not know that.
That's why I like that Pokemon. I forgot to learn Trick Room. It's like my favorite move ever.
Offensive Trick Room. So that's going to round out round 4 here. I'd say these teams are starting to look like they're coming together well. I'd say the winners for me this round was the Savali pick from Mamanish, as well as the I don't want to compliment your teams anymore, guys. Porygon 2 from the Hoot Hoots, I think was a great pick as well. And I'd say the Snorlax as well. I think were the big winners for me here in round 4.
I do like Kabalion as well, a lot.
Mm-hmm. I like
Incarnate was really cool too.
And of course, Empoleon, the GOAT. Okay, so that is going to kick us into round 5, which is where my team started to fall apart, guys. Unfortunately, I'm so freaking upset about this. I was like,
it was so funny.
What was the quote? What was the quote?
Well, I literally had been messaging Tia on the side. I'm like, here's my plan. What do you think? And she's like, you've been drafting on your own? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I'm so impressed. Like, way to go, Tyler. You've grown so much. You've made so much progress. Like, we had a little.
Like a proud dad.
Yeah, it's not a proud mom, proud dad.
Yeah, proud dad for sure.
What do you guys think are our big winners here for round 5? I think obviously the Savalis, the Dallas Savalis came out great with some ghost typing. Mamoswine I think was a great pick. Mega Banette, Mega Pidgeot.
And Cineroar and Celebi were my favorite picks of the round. I think both of those teams needed those Pokemon, and the fact that they got them was really awesome. They helped the team so much.
Yeah, I think so too. And
I also like the Heliolix pick because I'm a huge fan of Heliolix. Toxapex is also as stupid as it always is, but still a good pick, even though I don't want to face it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Okay, let's go ahead and transition over back into the draft. But we still have 5 more rounds to go, people. So we're going to keep things going. I think my best picks in this round are obviously Hawlucha to finish off the Kokolucha core. I think Buzzwole, Roserade, and Breloom, I think, or Superior rather, I think are the great ones here.
I do love some Zoroark as well. I do like your pick with Swallow because it's actually really good. It's kind of underrated. Arcanine as well, so good.
Could have been so much better.
My favorite picks of this round have got to go to King and Delmise. I think those Pokemon just added exactly what the team was looking for in those moments, and I think they're both fantastic picks.
Beautiful, and that's going to round up round 7 here. I think Ditto is pretty much the best pick of the round for me.
It is. I was going to say, it's so cheeky. I love it.
I'll throw my hat to Ditto. Ditto, if it's not Ditto, if I had to say another Pokemon specifically, I'm going to go with Miltank for the Yinz's team. I like Miltank so much. It's my favorite tier 4 or 5 Pokemon.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like a truck.
Yeah.
And we all have, I think we all just cringe whenever we see Miltank because of Jen. Whitney, man. Whitney and your freaking Miltank.
I won a league match with Miltank. I 6-0'd him with just Miltank. I didn't even go into any other Pokemon.
Did you just use roll out? Did you just roll out?
I just used Seismic Toss.
No, should just roll outed, dude.
I wish I was that cheeky, but I wasn't.
So that finishes off round 8 for us. I'd say best picks for me, as we are coming to the final 3 rounds of the draft here, are going to be Wobbuffet, unfortunately, Nidoqueen somehow still being around, as well as the Girder.
Yeah. Gengar. No, for sure. I think my favorite picks of this round are Wobbuffet, Lickitung, Girder, and probably Heracross, to be honest. All those picks are power picks. To be able to get this late in the draft, I think are fantastic. Most broken one this round was absolutely Wobbuffet. I'm very upset that I was like, yeah, it should be fine. No one draft that Pokemon, and Tia's like, can I draft it?
No, I was asking like, hey, so Wobbuffet in tier 4, is it allowed to have Shadow Tag? Because I made sure that nobody in the council chat was like after me, so I could actually pick it Like, no one would knew that I was going after Wobbuffet, and you were like, yeah, it shouldn't be a big problem. It's fine.
And then I looked at the move pool, and I'm like, oh, no. It gets everything that it needs.
Every time.
Yeah.
Did put
All
something
right,
on
so
the
that's
dock.
going to close off round 9 here. I'd say best picks for me. Anything that's like a late grab. I think Como round 9 is still really, really good. The Kecleon, the Klefki, and the Taurus, I think are going to be my best big picks of round 9 here.
I like.
Draudigon is also amazing.
Mm-hmm.
From your part as well.
Dragalge, Deontay, and Hoopa are probably my 3 favorite picks this round. All those Pokemon added something to the team. They did something, and being as late in the draft as that is, it's hard to get Pokemon at low tiers that do that for you. Sometimes people just grab fillers. These Pokemon were not fillers. They're doing something for the team, and they're going to work towards winning games that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Just curious to see what teams they end up, what teams people end up with, and what these teams end up being forced to bring every week. So I'd say my winners of round 10. Guzzlord for a round 10 pick, Dragonite, and Dusclops, I'd say.
As well, Rotom Fan is really amazing. Sneasel, Escavalier, all great mons.
My favorite's Dragonite this round. I love that Pokemon.
I cannot wait to see a fully special Dragonite. I once in my previous league, I ran a Z Thunder with a Kartana. You can already guess who gave me that set, because you both know who gives me sets like that.
What are you talking about? Nothing
I don't know who
crazy
would run a
about
set
that.
like that.
Nothing
we know
crazy
who
about
runs a
that
set
set
like
at
that.
all. All right, so that's going to finish off the draft, ladies and gentlemen. Then we'll get to randomizing the teams. Adult Tyrogue, yes. I think, I'm not even going to pronounce it. I think the round 11's Shedinja, Griffin's team pick, the Electros, the Shuckle. There's a lot of great final picks in round 11 here to complement all of these teams.
Yeah.
I really don't think there was a bad pick in round 11, especially with how limited round 5s or tier 5s were. Granted that there were so few, like there's 24 teams. Like that's a lot of Pokemon going off the board. I think we finished with, let me check the draft pool. There's 1 Pokemon left in all of tier 2. Did we not?
There's like 2
Really?
or 3 tier 1. Yeah.
Did you get rid of the draft pool? I don't see it.
Did I?
Yeah, I don't
2
see
seconds.
It. I don't see
Anymore.
the sheet. Especially since people are going to want to make transactions, so that shouldn't be removed.
All better.
There we go. So Diggersby was the only Mon left in all of tier 2.
5 Pokemon in tier 1. Just a couple, maybe like 8 in tier 3, and then you got a good amount in tier 4 and 5.
Yeah, there's still a
I can
lot.
rock
I'm
dots
surprised
did not get drafted.
Type Null didn't go.
Type Null, Terrakion is probably one of my surprise picked up.
Lycanroc Dusk didn't get picked up, because that's usually a monster in tier 3.
Yeah. Whose team is the Greninjas? That is Brainfly, aka Logan, with 80 points still left on the board. So we're gonna go ahead and randomize the teams. This is the part for those of you guys who are just tuning in. Thank you guys so much for your help. I will see you in the chat for your live reactions of screaming over what teams you guys get. Thank you guys. So please be sure to thank Tia and Kami for doing this with me for 3.5 hours to bring you guys the team here. Guys, thank you so much for jumping on. And
Thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to
to
running your cheeks in the league here. So
Okay.
I'll be sure to fist you properly.
Yeah.
All right.
See you guys. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is time to randomize the teams here. It's time. Durant did not get Durant. The Durant would have been beautiful. It would have been incredible. So, for those guys who aren't familiar with how I'm running this league, the draft is over. But now we are randomly assigning each of these teams to another coach. Ladies and gentlemen, the new coach of the Dallas Savalis is, of the Slurpuff. Team 1 goes to Kami's Guide. Randomly selected to Latias, Entei, Serena, Miniar, Aromatisse, Zebstrika, Mega Aggron, Feraligatr, Sableye, and Celigore. And the Pokemon even he cannot pronounce, Reunculus, is the team that is going to go to the Dallas Savalis. Team 2 has been assigned to Everett Seahawk, who gets Jirachi, Raikou, Donphan, Machamp, Trevenant, Ariados, Mega Pidgeot, Haxorus, Manaphy, Grumble, and Houndoom. The team that was originally the Pittsburgh Steelers has now gone to the Emerald City Rayquazas. Reunculus. Is that what we're going for, Everett? Is that the pronunciation for that Pokemon that you were trying to tell me and teach me? Team 3, my beautiful, wonderful team, is going to be reassigned to Velsaria. Jens, you have Zygarde 50, Ferrothorn, Swellow, Heracross, Frostlass, Flareon, Mega Absol, Tapu Fini, Nihilego, Raichu, Alolan, and Jellicent. I am so sad I am never going to have a chance to run. They get sniped so quickly in Draft League. I'm, never going to have a chance to run a Fini, or a Tapu, rather. So this team's going to be nasty. Potentially, I hope you win so that I have one less prize to pay out. Because the winners go to whoever drafted the team, and if you win the draft team. So if you win and you drafted your team, there's 2 different ways to win. Slack out. Team number 4, Everett's original team from the Emerald City Rayquazas, is going to the Northern Weasels of Mew, Lucario, Kingdra, Zoroark, Moltres, Marietta, Mega Venusaur, Thundurus Incarnate, Alolan Sandslash, Hippowdon, and Carbink is going to this team here. Is going to slack out, the original coach of the Northern Weasels. So Team 4 is assigned there. Do not forget you have some points left to play around with on some of these teams. Weather Gamer has been assigned. Team number 5, the Tokyo Togepigs, the ferocious fairies, the Meryl, Sylveon, Ninetales, Alolan, Chandelure, Togetic, Mawile, Mega Garchomp, Melodic, Miltank, Meloetta, and Beware is going to Weather a Gamer. Pokerap, pretty much to be off to. All right, we are just doing this. We're wrapping up as soon as we do finish off going through everyone's teams here. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it tremendously. We have Beards and Brews, the captain of the Toronto Tarantrums, getting reassigned the Pangoros, the Carolina Pangoros original team. So you get your mascot, Justin. The Toronto Tarantrums end up with Tyrantrum. So Tapu Koko, Amogus, Tyrantrum, Lomala, Malamar, Girder, Megastelix, Hawlucha, Emboar, Hoopa, and Shuckle. Coco Lucha, your mascot pick, and don't fuckle with Shuckle, is going down to Toronto Tarantrums. All right, and then we have Flint Ferrothorns. Nate got his own team back. Crazy how that ended up working out. Normally, your round 1 match would be you replaying against the team that drafted your team. So my week 1 is going to be myself versus Velsaria. I hope you're ready. But we're going to have the Flint Ferrothorns getting his own team back with Lando T, Celebi, Primarina, Cobalion, Garbodor, Shedinja, Mega Charizard X, Slowking, not Slowco, Xurkitree, DNC, and Sneasel. And then we have Team Matt, Chicago coach of the Chicago Charizards, getting reassigned to the team of the Chicago Charizard X's. That is right, you ended up with the weather team of your Chicago rival, the Zapdos, Shaman, Jolteon, Pelipper, Escavalier, Caracosta, Mega Swampert, Mimikyu, Espeon, Dragagi, Beartic, with 60 points remaining on the board, so there's a chance to make some clean changes to your overall team. The Hextra ended up with Team 9, the Kyurem Black, Stuckateka, Whimsicott, Umbreon, Golurk, Rotomfan, Mega Metacham, Toxapex, Darmanitan, Tauros, and Kricketune that was originally assigned to the Tyrants, Leicester, whatever you pronounce your British city name, Babyface Al with that team there. Is going to the Christchurch Honch Crows. So, Hex, you will enjoy that matchup there. Sleepless ended up with Kami's Guide team of Excadrill, Cresselia, Cough, Wheezing, Galvantula, Wigglytuff, Megalopony, Greninja, Volcarona, Executor, Alolan Executor. Can't see its head. Such a tall boy. And Glaceon. So, this will be a very interesting matchup for sure in that regard to see how that match plays out. I hope you enjoy playing your own team, Kami, because it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. And then we have Damien also ended up back with his own team. So we had two people in the draft end up back with their own teams. Damien was the other one, Nate the first. So Blacephalon, Staraptor, Alolan Muck, Vaporeon, Regirock, Rampardos, Mega, Heracross, Gliscor, Chansey, Noivern, and Electros ended up with a very bulky team. Still has 40 points left on the board. Could make some potential changes, but overall, I think a very well-drafted, bulky team with some randomization of move pools and which mons are brought each week is going to be very interesting to see. Infernape, Togekiss, Flygon, and Empoleon, Gastrodon, Regice, Megaseptile, Buzzwole, Mismagius, Guzzlord, and Gigalith is going to be assigned to Bionic Soup. Originally the team of the Chicago Charizard from Team Matt is going to go to Bionic Soup of the Adelaide Overheat. So that is going to be the Team 12 reassignment, and we are halfway done with these reassignments, guys. I randomized these all live on stream, so these are just the finalized, re-rendered out with the new coaches assigned to each team. So Coach Griffin Feathers is going to get assigned the team of the San Francisco 49 Tails of Volcanon, Bisharp, Savali, Zygarde 10, Venusaur, Rotom Frost, Mega Pinsir, Azelf, Klefki, Dusknoir, and Passimian. Mama Nisha's team is going to Griffin Feathers. Enjoy. Still 40 points left on the board there as well. Could potentially make some changes, swap some things around, and grab yourself something better. My team that I got reassigned. Ladies and gentlemen, I ended up with Hex's team. Victini, Dugtrio, Kyurem, Delmise, Megaton, Kecleon, Mega Audino, Keldeo, Drapion, Aerodactyl, and Tyrogue. 80 points left on the board, so you can bet your sweet cheeks that I'm going to be making some changes to this team to give it some power, make it do something good. But Shiny Tyrogue taunting me once again. The Shiny I still have yet to get after 80 hours of hunting it. Durant, arguably best logo in the league, is going to be reassigned. The team of the Dorset Denny's, Weevil, Nidoking, Snorlax, Decidueye, Poliwrath, Lickitung, Mega Alakazam, Salazzle, Comfey, Dragonite, and Electivire. You're not dropping Tyrogue. You're not letting me. The council will vote against it. It's my league, Tia. I can do whatever I want to my team. You better hope we agree on some trades and transaction rules. Heracross from Alera, your coach, your team was reassigned to the original team of the Durant, Celesteela, Necrozma, Slurpuff, Heliolisk, Virizion, Haunter, Mega Aerodactyl, Hydreigon, Blaziken, Seismitoad, and Ugly. Is going to be a very beautiful matchup here and a nice reassigned team as well. So I hope you enjoy your reassigned team, Alera. As we move into Ozzy's team, Ozzy was reassigned the Regenerator team of Bionic Soup, Tornadus Therian, Tangrowth, Mienshao, Ribombee, Kabutops, Liepard, Mega Manectric, Mamoswine, Gengar, Druddigon, and Steelix with 0 points left on the board. This team is absolutely nasty. I am jealous. I think it'll be very interesting to see what you can do with this team, Pangoros and Ozzy. Enjoy the team. As we switch into Yin's is getting reassigned. The team that was originally Hex's team with 80 points. Nope, Hex's team was my team. Whose team was this? This was Bionic's Brainfly's. Brainfly's original team. Tapu Bulu, Gudra, Dewblade, Tentacruel, Delphox, Combuskin, Megabanet, Mandibuzz, Blissey, Mudsdale, and Ambipom. 80 points still left on the board, so you can still plenty of room to make some team changes and get yourself something a little bit more versatile, or draft some additional fairies for yourself. I think there's still some in the board if you want to turn this into a fairy team as well. Garchomp, Gyarados, Ditto, Porygon Z, Rotom-Mow, Articuno, Diancie, Heatran, Conkeldurr, Wobbuffet, and Muck, the original team of the wonderful Tia, who was so close to getting reassigned her own team, but it goes to Daphne, Cinerus. Enjoy. This is an absolute monster of a team, and very well potentially could net Tia a league draft champion win. Good luck and best wishes to you. Mama Niche getting reassigned the team of the Northern Weasels, the team of Slackout, who was very generous to help with all the graphics for this draft stream. Salamence, Breloom, Metagross, Rotom Heat, Golbat, Raticate, Mega Gardevoir, Swampert, Scolipede, Hitmonlee, and Spiritomb is going to be your team, Mama Niche. Best of luck to you, Slackout. Can I have it back? Not quite. Sorry, Slackout. And Babyface Al is going to be reassigned Scissor, Suicune, Gardevoir, Toxicroak, Talonflame, Slaking, Mega Ampharos, Superior, Absol, Cryogonal, and Marowak Alolan. The original team that belonged to Sleepless Beauty. So enjoy your new team, Babyface Owl, as we are going to move into the final team assignments here of Czar getting reassigned team number 22, the Toronto Tyrantrums, the original team of Beards and Brews, Latios, Florges, Incineroar, Blastoise, Scrafty, Torterra, Mega Scizor, Thundurus, Therian, Nidoqueen, Aurorus, Gourgeist is going to be your new team, Czar. And that leaves us with our final two picks of Alera's original team and Velsaria's original teams are going to be reassigned to Tia and Brainfly. Tia is going to end up, Lester is how it's pronounced. Awesome. Thank you, Sad Man. Appreciate it. Landorus, Incarnate, Magnezone, Bronzong, Roserade, Yan, Mega, Turtonator, Mega Tyranitar, Clefable, Walrein, Como, and Palossand. With 0 points left on the board is now the team of the Suicunes, which I'm mispronouncing and butchering entirely, I am sure, as per usual. Tia, who helped with the draft stream and is a member of our council and a member of my front office, is going to get her team reassigned to team number 23. And team number 24 to round all of it out. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Greninjas going to... Brainfly's Greninja is going to get Suomi, kind of. Okay, appreciate it. Going to Brainfly, the original team of Velsaria. Kartana, not Katara. A little bit too much Avatar in the mind. Rotom Wash, Porygon 2, Crobat, Dusclops, Lapras, Mega Altaria, Arcanine, Crocodile, Alakazam, and Hitmonchan. With 20 points left on the board. So that's going to bring us over to the starting soon screen, which is not where we're at because we are done. So I should have just put the end. But thank you all so much for tuning in, hanging out. That is going to be the final draft team assignments. Matches will be going up once a week. I hope you guys are ready for the practice draft. That was great. Time to do it all over again. Just kidding. So I am, wow, just disgustingly sweaty right now. Thank you all so much for tuning in, hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed your team assignments, the memes. I'm very much looking forward to this league. It is a nice change of pace compared to my normal set of things. So hope you guys enjoyed. Yes, I will get you the new team list so you can set it up in the doc, Cummy. But thank you all so much for watching.